Let me remember my goal is God. Let me remember my goal is God. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Willie from the Ozarks, and we're ready for our next lesson in A Course in Miracles workbook for students. We're reading from the original edition here on September the 15th of 2022, lesson 258. Let me remember my goal is God. All that is needful is to train our minds to overlook all little senseless aims and to remember that our goal is God. He says all that is needful is to train our minds. Train our minds to overlook all little and senseless aims and to remember that our goal is God. His memory is hidden in our minds, obscured but by our pointless little goals which offer nothing and do not exist. Shall we continue to allow God's grace to shine in unawareness while the toys and trinkets of the world are sought instead? God is our only goal, our only love. We have no aim but to remember Him. And the prayer under Let Me Remember My Goal is God. Our goal is but to follow in the way that leads to you. We have no goal but this. What could we want but to remember you? What could we seek but our identity? Makes it seem like it's a fairly easy thing to do. All that is needful is to train our minds to overlook all little thoughts. Or our little, it actually doesn't say thoughts, it says, all that is needful is to train our minds to overlook all little senseless aims and to remember that our goal is God. That's why it's so important to do the lessons as He asks us to do them. Do the very best you can at, doing your hourly remembrance every day, and then your morning and your evening longer review. I just make it a rule I try not to set that one because we want to do it by need at this point. But I usually just say, okay, I'm gonna take 15 minutes at least. That was what he told us to do it, at one point. I just find that's a good time. It takes me about that much time to get my thoughts, and those are all beliefs. Even belief that it takes 15 minutes to quiet my thoughts is a belief. Anyway, we're training our mind, which is basically we're working with our beliefs, the thoughts that we keep thinking. Okay, let me remember my goal is God. Let's go back and take a look in our text reading. And we're going to back up. We're in chapter 26, the transition, section 6, the little hindrance. Let's just start in paragraph 34. The tiny instant you would keep and make eternal passed away in heaven. Too soon for anything to notice it had come. What disappeared too quickly to affect the simple knowledge of the Son of God can hardly still be there for you to choose to be your teacher. Only in the past, an ancient past, too short to make a world in answer to creation, did this world appear to rise. So very long ago, for such a tiny interval of time, that not one note in heaven's song was missed. 35. Yet in each unforgiving act or thought, in every judgment, and in all belief in sin, is that one instant still called back as if it could be made again in time. You keep an ancient memory before your eyes, and he who lives in memories alone is unaware of where he is. 36. Forgiveness is the great release from time. It It is the key to learning that the past is over. Forgiveness is the great release from time. It is the key to learning that the past is over. Madness speaks no more. There is no other teacher and no other way. Forgiveness is the only teacher, the only way. For what has been undone no longer is. And who can stand upon a distant shore and dream himself across an ocean to a place and time that have long since gone by? How real a hindrance can this dream be to where he really is? For this is fact and does not change, whatever dreams he has. Yet can he still imagine he is elsewhere and in another time? In the extreme he can delude himself that this is true and pass from mere imaginings into belief and into madness, quite convinced that where he would prefer to be, he is. 37. Is this a hindrance to the place whereon he stands? Is an echo from the past that he may hear a fact in what is there to hear where he is now? Is any echo from the past that he may hear a fact in what is there to hear where he is now? And how much can his own delusions about time and place affect a change in where he really is? The unforgiven is a voice that calls out from a past forevermore gone by. And everything and everything which points to it as real is but a wish that what is gone could be made real again, and seen as here and now in place of what is really now and here. Is this a hindrance to the truth the past is gone and cannot be returned to you? And do you want that fearful instant kept when heaven seemed to disappear and God was feared and made a symbol of your hate? Obviously, I have a little cough today. I've had it for a few days. And I'm getting well from this COVID, but it's still kind of keeping me down. 38. Of course, that's a belief too, isn't it? 38. Forget the time of terror that has been so long ago corrected and undone. Can sin withstand the will of God? Can it be up to you to see the past and put it in the present? You cannot go back, and everything that points the way in the direction of the past but sets you on a mission whose accomplishment can only be unreal. Such is the justice your ever-loving Father has ensured must come to you. And from your own unfairness to yourself has He protected you. You cannot lose your way because there is no way but His, and nowhere can you go except to Him. You know, the way I like to look at that is that no matter, even if you're going in the wrong direction, God's going to do what it takes to get you to realize that it's the wrong direction. And He's going to use the very things that you thought were the wrong direction to make those point in the right direction. So you really can't get it wrong, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you may be going the wrong direction, but the Holy Spirit's going to work right along with you and let that direction be your new direction. And He'll turn it around as you're willing and ready to go the right direction. Making what? Your goal God? Would God allow His Son to lose His way along a road long since a memory of time gone by? This course will teach you only what is now, a dreadful instant in a distant past, now perfectly corrected, is of no concern nor value. Let the dead and gone be peacefully forgotten. Resurrection has come to take its place, and now you are a part of resurrection, not of death. No past delusions have the power to keep you in a place of death. A vault God's Son entered an instant, to be instantly restored unto his Father's perfect love. And how can he be kept in chains long since removed and gone forever from his mind? There is a little footnote for paragraphs 26 through 36 does not appear in the original edition manuscript. Previously numbered as paragraphs 35A, the content was restored in the 2009 revision from an earlier manuscript. Starting with the 2012 revision, paragraphs 36 through the end of the chapter 26 have been renumbered. So just a little footnote maybe might be valuable. So we'll pick up on paragraph 40 tomorrow. Let's stop there for today. I'm sitting in front of my raspberries. I'm going to pick a few of these raspberry leaves today, and it's getting towards the end of the fall, and red raspberry has so many good benefits. I found this on webmd.com, the rubus idaeus. Leaf has been recommended as a tonic to improve fat metabolism and encourage weight loss. It is often sold as a detoxifying supplement meant to improve body composition and overall health. So there's some things that can be used for men or women. You know, like I said, your red raspberry leaf is renowned for centuries, been used for women, menstrual cramps, and for childbirth, for lactating, for pregnancy. But it's also good for men. And there's, you know, as a tonic to improve fat metabolism and encourage weight loss, and also as a detoxifying supplement to improve body composition and overall health. So that's your red raspberry. All right, let's go take a look now at our text reading again, our lesson 258. Let me remember that my goal is God, and the associated reading is, what is sin? Sin is insanity. It is the means by which the mind is driven mad and seeks to let illusions take the place of truth. And being mad, it sees illusions where the truth should be and where it really is. Sin gave the body eyes. For what is there the sinless would behold? What need have they of sights or sounds or touch? What would they hear or reach to grasp? What would they sense at all? To sense is not to know, and truth can be but filled with knowledge and with nothing else. The body is the instrument the mind made in its striving to deceive itself. Its purpose is to strive. Yet can the goal of striving change, and now the body serves a different aim for striving. What it seeks for now is chosen by the aim the mind has taken as replacement for the goal of self-deception. Truth can be its aim as well as lies. The senses then will seek instead for witnesses to what is true. Sin is the home of all illusions, which but stand for things imagined, issuing from thoughts which are untrue. They are the proof that what has no reality is real. Sin proves God's Son is evil. Timelessness must have an end. Eternal life must die. And God himself has lost the Son he loves, with but corruption to complete himself. His will forever overcome by death, love slain by hate, and peace to be no more. A madman's dreams are frightening, and sin appears indeed to terrify, and yet what sin perceives is but a childish game. The Son of God may play that he has become a body, prey to evil and to guilt, with but a little life that ends in death. But all the while his Father shines on him and loves him with an everlasting love. which his pretenses cannot change at all. How long, O Son of God? How long, O Son of God, will you maintain the game of sin? Shall we not put away these sharp-edged children's toys? How soon will you be ready to come home? Perhaps today? There is no sin. Creation is unchanged. Would you still hold return to heaven back? How long, O Holy Son of God? How long? Okay, lesson 258 again. Let me remember that my goal is God. Let me remember that my goal is God. All that is needful is to train our minds to overlook all little senseless aims and to remember that our goal is God. His memory is hidden in our minds, obscured but by our pointless little goals, which offer nothing and do not exist. Shall we continue to allow God's grace to shine in unawareness, while the toys and trinkets of the world are sought instead? God is our only goal, our only love. We have no aim but to remember Him. Our goal is but to follow in the way that leads to you. This is the prayer. Our goal is but to follow in the way that leads to you. We have no goal but this. What could we want but to remember you? What could we seek but our identity? Let me remember that my goal is God. Thank you all so much for being patient with my reading since I'm coughing so much. Thank you for joining me though. Let me remember that my goal is God. Let me remember that my goal is God.